you're about to hear. We swear the best star rappers of the year. So cheery up, yell, scream bravo. Also, if you didn't know, this is called the show.
Hey, greetings, Big Easy Fantasy Football League. This is me, the original Doug, your host, your commissioner, the owner of the Dogg Pound out of Chicago, and the number 2 Doug out of the 4 Doug Blanches gracing this world with our presence. And this is 0-1 Joker right here is, wait a minute, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm the number 2 Doug out of 3 Dougs gracing your presence. We're going to make one of these Dougs change their names and then get the goddamn game together. Anyway, my co-host. Come on, Joker.
How you gonna make me change my name when I done passed the name down?
So I can skip the name. I can skip it to your son, Fred.
I get skipped on the name. Okay.
Hey, Fred.
All right. Well, yeah.
I'm gonna call you
I'm
Fred
Doug.
for the rest of the game.
No. I'm Doug, and welcome back to the Doug and Doug Show. You know, this is the week 1 recap, and I know y'all clamoring for it. We got you. It's coming. Chill out. You know, but it's all about dads. You know, we're gonna do some sitcom dads. That is, whether they were wise, they were wild, broke, or borderline psychotic. These TV pops are going to let you know a thing or two about dealing with underperformances, surprises, and just plain foolishness. Does that sound like your fantasy roster? Kind of sound like mine.
Okay, all right. Well, let me tell you something. If these lineups were your kids, some of y'all would be arrested by now for neglect. Let's get it in before I call child services on these rosters. I'm sorry, not the 3. These rosters here. Come on. Match up.
All right, man. Let's go. All right. Yeah. So, okay.
You want to get this pain over with?
Yeah, I'm about to do it. Whatever, Mullins. You smart. Yeah, I see what you tried to do. You know, Miami PD, Tyreek Hill got locked up. You know, he got locked up twice, actually, by the Miami PD and then by the fantasy gods. And the interrogation was led by Indianapolis defense. I couldn't do nothing. They hit that boy like Carl Winslow busting down the door on his day off. But, you know, the real thing that really got me was you let Devon Achane, who was on Tyreek Hill's team, he took all the points away. You had Tua turn the ball over, but whatever. You know, he took all the points away, your own running back. He collected the evidence. You built an airtight case. You know, Carl, you would have framed it and hung it in the precinct. Every move, Mullins, it made sense. You know, you ain't had no flash. It was really, just fundamentals.
Man,
yeah, whatever.
Look here, man. Mullins got this. You know what that is? That's
yeah.
Hey, Mullins, call me. You might need to change your name to Doug next week. But anyway, let me tell you this. Mullins ain't even break a sweat smoking your little young ass. Your whole team got locked up like they had all had warrants, man. You had 8 grown men out there and only 1 showed up with a real ID. The rest of them, like they was going through TSA, man, by mistake. Now let's move on before Carl shows up with a warrant for fantasy negligence.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Yeah, I know. Okay. Whatever. It's fine. I ain't tripping. You know what? Because I gets it out the mud. That's what 0-1 does. It's a real grind now. All right, man. Let's talk about this next match.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got to talk about this one.
Hey,
bring it.
Felix, bro.
Fresh meat.
You bench CD Lamb, man. That's not a mistake. That is a Red Foreman dumbass moment. Your bench outscored your starters like it was trying to get traded. Meanwhile, Josh Allen shows up like Red with a foot ready to go. You didn't just lose, man. You got discipline, Felix.
You know, old Red would have been sitting out there, man, would have crossed his arms, stared at your lineup, and said, "Good job, dumbass." Meanwhile,
that was good.
Get Your Own Switch came through calm, collected, and serving fantasy justice. And as Seminole G said in the chat, white Jesus appeared. Josh Allen descended from the fantasy heavens to snatch a win out of where? Nowhere. Down 15 with 4 minutes left. He pulled a resurrection on the Ravens like he was rewriting the book of AFC. A commanding W for your Get Your Own Switch. A cautionary tale for what's next.
Yeah, well, I have a feeling you're going to like to talk about this game. You know what? This had some energy, man. It was some trash talk flying back and forth all week. I remember the Dogg Pound, you saying, ain't no way I'm losing to somebody that got an F. And early on, it looked like, that F was about to be, she's about to throw you an L. That's what it looked like early on. You just headed straight for good times, man. Sad music, tight budget, no hope. But, you pulled it out.
Got
like
laid off at the car wash.
Man, for real.
I lost my job at the car wash.
You got to work though. Lamar, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, they came in the late window, really just knocking it down for you, man. Even George Kittle got 12 points before he got hurt. So, you did all right. Your defense got you 18 points, but man, they needed to do something because Cairo Santos damn near. Well, I'm not gonna say he cost the Bears the game, but if you kick it out the end zone, then that stops the clock, and then they don't have the 2-minute. They ran it past the 2-minute warning. We didn't have no more timeouts. Cairo Santos, whatever. I digress. I'm sorry, man. Go ahead. What you got to say about it?
That's all right. Look. I talked to Not Up for Games a couple times, and she kept saying, "Are you calling me to concede? Concede to a low performing F draft person? Never." End of the day, Dog Pound did what needed to be done. 1-0, standing tall like James, belt in hand, daring anyone else to try me next week, please. Not Up for Games though, respect. She outperformed expectations. Had more heart than people gave her credit for, but once she started chirping, I had to go in. Oh, you talking trash? Here, take this L. There you go. Now, she's talking about this after I talked to her. It's a rebuilding year. Girl, it's week 2. You sound like a team that just found out their QB is out for the season. Ain't no rebuild. You got beat, and you got beat down. Let's call it what it is. James Evans Sr. wouldn't tolerate this mess in his house. You lose, you fix it. Ain't no speeches. Tighten your belt and run it back next week.
All right, man. Hey, look, you said it right. You said it all right. Now, next matchup, we had No Smoke and Redeem Team. And, this game really had some Julius from Everybody Hates Chris. That's kind of how I felt, from the jump. It was a tight budget, no real extras. They had to make it work. Redeem Team kind of looked basic all week until Derrick Henry clocked in on Sunday night. Hey, man, he clocked in like a man who saw the electric bill and said, you know what, I'll handle it. Dropped 33 points. Without him, that's an L.
I got to get some overtime.
Exactly. Now, James Cook, he tried to. He tried to help out No Smoke. He had 21 points. He was giving them good early, but the rest of the team kind of ghosted you. Besides Puka Nacua, the final score really was just one man running away with it all. Even though he fumbled, it ain't really cost you the game. It cost the Ravens the game, but it ain't cost you the game.
That's right. Cost the Ravens the game. You know what? Somebody was waving some Popeye's chicken on the sidelines, and Derrick Henry said, "Popeye's chicken! Oh, shit, the ball." But look, man, he did carry that team like Julius carried 3 jobs. Cook tried to cook, but the rest of No Smoke rationed fantasy points like cold cuts in Julius' fridge. And that's some rationing going out. 1 piece of meat, 2 pieces of bread. 1 piece of meat, 2 pieces of bread. 1 touchdown per household. If Julius managed his team, half of them would have been dropped by Monday morning. He'd be like, "You got 4 points and you want a starting spot? You must get out of here, man. You ain't gonna get no money." Redeem Team got the win on clearance. And No Smoke, man, it's time to start a fire, man. And time to bring some smoke. Because this week, the lights was out.
Yeah, and King Henry was smoking them real nice on you. Right there with his buddy Julius. But let's digress into the Seminole G 0-16 matchup. Now, Seminole G really showed up like Dan Connor. That's what I was thinking of with this matchup here. Lunch pail in the AM, blue collar, no frills, all results. Herbert dropped 37. Garrett Wilson added 22.5. He did get his clock claimed by Jalen Ramsey at the end of that game. I hope the boy's okay. But it was no flashy moves, just quiet consistency and a well-earned win.
I tell you, man, everything costs something. He had to pay for that. You know what I'm saying? And a clean clock was the toll to cross the bridge. Now, while 0-16 looked like Dan Connor after 3 double shifts, tired, confused, and stuck in a flannel shirt that's too tight, the Ravens defense hit him with a -6, like they forgot what side they were on. Mark Andrews, ghost. Joe Burrow out there playing hopscotch in the backfield instead of throwing dimes. And even Saquon, who led the squad with 18, couldn't carry all that mess on his back. Bench moves wouldn't have helped either. He was just outmatched from top to bottom. The team needs a break, a prayer, and a bye week, or maybe just a fresh start. Maybe a cup of coffee, maybe a new name. Instead of 0-16, how about, I don't know what the hell I'm doing in fantasy football? That might be a good name for you.
Yeah, he was low man. Did he even get 50 points? I don't think so. I think it was a
I'm
sub
trying to
50.
remember who was the low man of the week.
Yeah,
Was it
it
you?
was. No, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I know I beat Felix and 0-16. I'm
Oh, yeah,
pretty sure
not
0-16 is
me,
like
not me, not
45.
me.
Nah, it wasn't me. Yeah, it wasn't me. Not in this league. I got chopped in my league. It wasn't me though. Not in this one. But anyway, now this matchup, this is kind of funny to me because you think he would learn. You think he would learn. He just sitting there. Yeah. I don't know. Talk to me, man.
Now,
Because
let me tell you something. This here was personal. A real father-daughter grudge match. Benson backbreakers versus ShowMeTDs. And this ain't their first rodeo. Last season, backbreakers, BBB, sacrificed his own child for a shot at glory. Beat her down. Knocked her out of playoff contention in week 1 and used her soul to punch his ticket to the championship. And Karma, man, she came calling. But Skegee took that ring. Now here we are again, a fantasy rematch with bloodlines on the line. And all weekend long is looking like the daughter had the upper hand. Then ShowMeTDs was told, taking you out the will. And you know what happens when parents threaten to take you out the will? Kids pull back. So in the late window, you know, and you got that betrayal music, man. Cue the betrayal music. Brock Purdy and the Rams defense rolled in like it was Father's Day flashback. And just like that, Benson backbreaker stole it again. Cold-blooded. We should have Rick James on here, but he ain't no sitcom dad.
yeah. But that cold blood, that would have been good.
Cold-blooded.
Yeah. But, you know, Jackson Smith and Jigba, we're going to have to do Dave Chappelle again. He put up like 20 points. You know, that's solid. Brock Purdy said, you know what, I got this, Pops. He handled his business. Amon-Ra was quiet, but it really didn't matter. Meanwhile, ShowMeTDs got caught double dipping in disappointment. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Neither one of them got 5 points. You know, they face planted. That's what happens when you tie your season to the Cincinnati Circus. You know, but anyway, he couldn't carry the comeback. It just wasn't.
Man, look,
it wasn't possible.
Uncle Phil energy all day. Discipline, strategy, power. Backbreaker snatched that win just like he threw Jazz out the front door. Get out my house. And she's sitting there with a moral victory. Please. Judge Philip Banks would have said, girl, this is fantasy court. You just got sentenced to 0-1. But don't count her out. She's been there before. And if this is a sitcom, next week might be the episode she flips the script. Who knows?
It just might be. I know somebody that's flipped the script from last year, it looks like so far, and that's the house, man. Now, I know you talked to Skegee and said, hey, man, look, everybody's gunning for you as the champ. And what was Skegee's response?
Don't miss. Don't miss. He said, when you come to me, you got one shot. Don't miss. He also said, pack your lunch because I'm hungry.
Oh, well, hey, the house, he was in the Marine Corps. And I think he kind of went back, recapped some of that training. And he said, watch this. And he did not miss. Jalen Hurts dropped 24. Bijan dropped 27. The Packers D-locked it up like it was a vault. Even with A.J. Brown out there ghosting the stat sheet, it really didn't matter.
Who? Amari?
The whole squad came in with that Phil Dunphy energy. You know, real quirky, underestimated. But when it came time to close, he sold the damn house. It's like a magic trick. Now you see Skegee's lead.
Now you don't. But you know what? Jay Pritchard would have been proud. None of that cute stuff. Just solid, no frills, grown man football. While Skegee was in the group chat talking rings and reminiscing about his Cinderella run, his bench QB, Jordan Love, was out there looking like Prince that got away. You know, and you know, Jay ain't got time for fairy tales. He's a closet mogul, not a dreamer. If Skegee wants back-to-back, he better come with more than flashbacks and empty closets. This ain't HGTV. It's the what? Big Easy Fantasy Football League.
Yes, sir. Now, speaking of what he's going to come with next week, tell me what you're thinking about, man. These are our lines for week 2. So
let me see what we got here.
Got your
I got to get closer
here.
to the screen now. All right. So last week I went from the bottom to the top. I went from the top to the bottom. Oh, by the way, what's my record so far?
And 1-0.
All right, cool. Okay, we got Redeem Team and we got Get Fresh Crew. Ooh, that's a close game. I'm calling Get Fresh Crew on that one. Sorry, nephew. But after that ass whooping Trey gonna have to bring some smoke. Otherwise, his season is over. Now, we got No Smoke in the Dog Pound. It's a false lead he got there because I still got George Kittle in there, and I might not get a tight end. I might let nobody play because what? Because no Smoke ain't got no team. I got Lamar.
Ooh.
I got a squad. So I'm calling a dog pound on that. What's next? Seminole G? Well, Seminole G, White Jesus ain't in this game. And CD Lamb, that joker got ribbed enough. I believe CD Lamb playing this week. So Seminole G, get your Gators together. It's going to go to what's next. Even though he's the underdog, I think that he took an L and he want to dish out a W now. Now get your own switch and ShowMeTDs. Sorry, partner. ShowMeTDs, she's on a real track for revenge. And everybody talked about her daddy she going to get. And you the main one. So ShowMeTDs, oh yeah, 7.6, that ain't enough. She going to break the board on this joker this week. And then we got NotUpForGames and the house. I'm going to go and get this one to NotUpForGames because she rebuilt.
Oh.
The house got a squad, but NotUpForGames was talking, she was talking big time fantasy draft. She was talking working the waiver wire. She's like, I'm making this thing happen. I'm making adjustments. And I'm like, dang, I ain't hear nothing about making the adjustments happen with the house when he was around on Saturday. He wasn't saying a thing about it. So NotUpForGames on the win on this one. Then we got 0-16.
Talked to him earlier today. He did make one slight adjustment because he saw Jaden Daniels over there playing the night on him. So he may be trying to do something, but I like the pick anyway.
Then I got 0-16 in Skegee. Our reigning champion who is 0-1. Get ready to be 0-2. 0-16, bringing his lunch. And he said, he don't miss. He don't miss. He said, you're an easy target. You ain't that 165 that you was back in the day. You're slower and you're bigger. And he going to get you good, man. 0-16. Then we got Benson backbreakers and Miami PD. Hey, Miami PD, the new Dogg. I'm going to get that one to you. And I'm going to lock that in. Miami PD over Benson backbreakers.
Oh, goodness gracious, man. Not only did you lock it in, don't be calling Mullins a new Dogg. He changed his name to Cuticle. He just changed it like Cuticle something.
He needs to change to the new Dogg.
Needless to say, he's gonna get his ass whooped for that terrible name.
And you need to change your name to the vacuum cleaner salesman. Will Smith. He's selling vacuum cleaners, right?
No, we're not.
We had this talk last year, man.
It was a bone density scanner.
All right, okay. Right. You call it a bone density scanner. I call it a vacuum cleaner. It's me. Hey, it's same 6 dozen. I mean 6 or half dozen or 6. It's the same. Bone density vacuum cleaner. It's the same thing.
Okay. All right. It's the same thing. Well, look, since we talking about truths and kind of laying it out there, it's time for the fresh perspective, man.
Come on with the fresh perspective.
Listen, everybody. I know it's just week 1, but that don't mean it doesn't matter. Now, I'm only 4 months into being a dad, but what I'm learning fast is this. You don't hit the reset just because the first day didn't go the way you planned. Whether it's the fantasy team or a crying baby at 2 a.m., your job is to show up, to adapt and try again. That's what real growth looks like. We drafted these squads like we built cribs, full of hope, instructions we kind of skimmed, and probably a few screws missing. But hey, we in it now. Don't panic just because 1 week didn't go your way. Reframe, recalibrate, re-up. Start your damn stud. Don't get cute. You didn't draft CeeDee Lamb to cuddle him on the bench like he's your emotional support receiver, did you?
Ooh, hey, preach, son, preach. You know what? I might let you get that name back before the end of the Dogg and Dogg show. I'm going to tell you something. I've been a dad for over 30 years, and here's what I know. Life don't give participation trophies. You think the diaper blowouts stop after the toddler phase? Hell no. They just show up in different forms. Missed deadlines, missed blocks, missed field goals, missed classes, dropping out a semester. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting carried away. My bad. I got to get back. But the same rule applies in fantasy as it does in fatherhood. You don't quit on your people. You learn them. You coach them up, and you ride with them. Through injuries, cold streaks, or whatever the hell the Ravens defense was doing last week, you got to stick with your team. So if you're 0-1, welcome to the grind. That's where legends are made. Now tighten up your lineups, make peace with your projections, and remember, the only rebuilding year you're allowed to have is when your toddler figures out how to walk.
All right, there we go. That's some good fresh perspective, Doug. Now we got the games coming out tonight.
See, that's my fresh. That's the fresh right there.
Yeah, let's say there go the other. We're gonna introduce him. We're gonna get him in on some of these points here, but this is the fourth Doug out of the four Doug that we
I'm
got
gonna tell you,
gracing this earth
I'm
with.
looking at him right now. You know what he's saying? He said, man, I
What's
can't
up?
believe my daddy on that bullshit, man.
Yeah, he is. Go look,
That's what
look.
he's saying.
This right here is showing it right there. That
That's
face.
that
And
face
he's like,
right there,
man,
man. My
and,
daddy on
and
some
why he got
bullshit.
me in this damn bear stuff when we out there
Nah,
performing
he
like
ain't
that
even saying
weekend?
that. He said, man, why that dude 0-1? Why he take that L the way he took it? You know what? You're
Yeah,
right. You're right, Dougie. Come on, man. I'm
yeah.
gonna bring you to the forefront. Forget that.
Hey,
Mullins, your name is Mullins. There's the Doug right there. That's who's gonna be on the screen from now on with me. He know more about football than his daddy do. Hey, he celebrate right there. Look at that. Celebrate with the commissioner.
yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, hey, look, appreciate y'all for waiting on this recap.